This is He Knows Everything, bringing you that heat and far. Let's talk about it, man. Derrick James said some emphatic things in his interview today, and I have to talk about it. You know, I have to compact this thing, man, because it was beautiful what he said. First and foremost, Derrick James said out of his own mouth, when it was all said and done, that Derrick James would sit here and explain to everyone that when you go 12 rounds with Errol the True Spence, you are no longer the same fighter. Derrick James mentioned this emphatically. He mentioned this without fail. He mentioned this unequivocally, and he mentioned this to the highest degree, the highest order, and the highest magnitude. He basically said that Errol the True Spence punishes fighters like nobody's business. And then when you step into that ring with Errol the True Spence, if you go 12 rounds with him, you are no longer the same. Shawn Porter testified like he was in the church. Woo! Preach and teach that Errol the True Spence damaged him. Errol the True Spence did way more damage than Terence Crawford could ever do. That's why I told you guys, Errol the True Spence was the one that retired Shawn Porter. It had nothing to do with my buddy and me. Let me say it again. My buddy and me. Let me say it again. My buddy and me. Let me say it again. My buddy and me. It had nothing to do with my buddy and fucking me. And the reason why it had nothing to do with that is because from a quintessential standpoint, from a fundamental standpoint, from a rudimentary standpoint, and from an elemental standpoint, it's as simple as the barking chihuahua of Terence Crawford, the chihuahua barking behind the damn fence. That dude didn't do shit. He basically won a Paidtolose, aka nosedive affair. Derrick James went as far as to also mention, I'm dropping gems and jewels in this video. Ain't nobody talking about it, because He Knows Everything is the only one that's talking about it. That Errol the True Spence was never going to come into the ring. That he instructed Errol the True Spence to basically watch 12 rounds of the fight, and at the end of the fight, get up and walk the fuck out. When Errol the True Spence did that face where he went, when Errol the True Spence did that, he didn't do that because of the outcome of the fucking fight. He did that shit because of Kenny fucking Porter. And Kenny Porter basically doing the shit where he threw his son under the fucking bus. Obviously in a Paidtolose, aka nosedive affair. This right here confirmed everything that He Knows Everything and Tom Ross TV said, because we told you guys that this was a Paidtolose, aka nosedive affair. That Terence Crawford, the barking, the chihuahua barking behind the damn fence. The motherfucker didn't do shit. But basically do what Terence Crawford in barking chihuahua fashion always does, which is as simple as this. That Terence Crawford, the chihuahua barking behind the damn fence, got exposed as a guy whose power didn't really transcend to nothing. We all know that Shawn Porter was beating him up the whole fight. So this right here confirms Errol the True Spence statement when he said, if I was Shawn, I wouldn't pay my daddy, LOL. Now that goes in line with what Derrick James said. Because see, when people say stuff, it has to be linear. So the conversation is linear. So Errol the True Spence didn't have any inclination, any indication, and any verification to show up in the fucking ring. He was going to watch the fight and walk the fuck out. So all of these Bud Man fans, Terence Crawford fanboy man crushers that was sitting here in Rudy Poo and Plum brain fashion, classic dope and troglodyte fashion, ultra fanboy with the ultra fanboy rhetoric fashion, saying Errol the True Spence was ducking Terence Crawford. Why didn't he come into the ring at the end of the fight? There was no indication. Alphas don't bend the fucking knee to betas. Betas bend the fucking knee to alphas. Let me say it again. Alphas don't bend the fucking knee to betas. Betas fucking bend the knee to alphas. So it's always going to be the barking behind the damn fence that's going to step into a ring with Errol the True Spence. Errol the True Spence ain't going to step into the ring with him. Errol the True Spence went and watched the fight. Because that's what you do when you got money and you want to go watch a good fight. You're going to watch a good fucking fight. So when it's all said and done, Derrick James also mentioned that Errol the True Spence did more fucking damage to Shawn Porter than Terence Crawford ever could fucking do. And then the interviewer tried to push it out. He tried to get it out of Derrick James and basically say, can you allude to that? And then Derrick James said, what you talking about? I ain't gonna allude to that, man. I ain't even gonna get into all of that. Because Derrick James knows what time it is, man. When you go 12 rounds with Errol the True Spence, you are no longer the same fighter. You are tactically aggressed. You are technically punched, and you are body snatching work. It's a levying onslaught of a punishment style. And that's exactly what happened when Errol the True Spence nullified Shawn Porter. When Errol the True Spence made Shawn Porter bend the proverbial fucking knee and kiss the ring while he was at it in the 11th round. This is why Shawn Porter said after that fight he was going to retire, but his dad forced him and said, no, one more fucking fight. The man was already retired. He was already mangled. He was already punished. He was already bull fucking dozed. That's why he performed horribly against Sebastian Formella, man. And that was a tune-up fight, man. Spence had this motherfucker looking like a shell of himself. Let me say it again. Errol the True Spence had this motherfucker looking like a shell of himself. This is what tactical aggression is all about. This is what technical punching placement is all about. This is what body snatching work, the levying onslaught of the punishment style is all about. It's there to punish your rabbit ass. It's there to send your rabbit ass into oblivion. And that's what Errol the True Spence did to Terence Bud Crawford. The barking, walking behind the damn fence. And him basically thinking that he did something significant, when in actuality, what he did was nothing significant, and it was everything of a paid-to-lose, aka nosedive affair. When it's all said and done, I'm glad Derrick James brought out those gems and those jewels, because Derrick James was revealing something to you guys. Then they asked Derrick James, was Errol the True Spence going to fight Terence Bud Crawford? Yes. Errol the True Spence going to fight Terence Bud Crawford. But this is how you know he knows everything, is always on the thumb, the wave, the curve, and the needle and the aisle of the damn situation. Let me say it again. How he knows everything's always on the thumb, the needle, the curve, the wave, and the aisle of the damn situation. What did he knows everything tell you guys? What did he emphatically mention to you guys? Didn't he knows everything tell you guys that when it was all said and done, that Errol the True Spence had options? And that's what Derrick James said. There's many fight options out there. That right there tells me everything I need to know, that the barking behind the damn fence. That motherfucker ain't gonna be next. What's gonna be next is your Dennis fucking Ugas. Cause like Errol the True Spence said, see, I go by what the fighter says. I go by their mouth. I go by the goat's mouth. And in the goat's mouth of Errol the True Spence, he made it very fucking clear that money cures all. There ain't nothing that money can't fucking cure. And that's exactly what happened with the money fucking curing the simple fact that Terence Bud Crawford, when it's all said and motherfucking done, is going to get a super fight of the fucking ages versus Errol the True Spence when it makes fucking sense. Not before, not fucking after, but when it makes fucking sense. That's the cold-hearted. That's the unadulterated. That's the cutthroat truth-teller fashion. Because when you fight in an undisputed fight, it has to be for all the marbles. It has to be a super fight of the fucking ages. Can't be rushed. It can't be pre-fucking matured. Not when your Dennis Ugas having a WBA belt. Not with Keith Thurman calling out the barking, the chihuahua walking behind the damn fence. So fight fans, once again, are behind the curve. And it reveals to you guys once again that he knows everything is Sun Tzu, aka Art of War, 7 steps ahead of the game, 48 laws of power on that rabbit ass. I keeps the foot on the what? Gigs. I keeps the foot on the what? Gigs. This is He Knows Everything. Bomb. Check it out.